Hey guys, welcome back. We've got the respiratory organ system models here and the lung model for you. As always, we're going to go through this step by step and go as quickly but as slowly as possible for you. In your list, in your handout, under the respiratory organ system models, the first thing that you see is the larynx. This right here is the larynx. So all this is going to be the larynx. You have your hyoid bone, and everything else right here is the larynx. Okay. The next thing is going to be your trachea. So the white ribby thing right here, that is your trachea. Okay. It's also known as your windpipe, but trachea is the anatomical term. So it's also number 17 on your model. You have 3 lobes in your right lung and 2 lobes in your left lung. So we're going to call them out now. So you have your superior lobe right here. You have your middle lobe right here. And down underneath, you have your inferior lobe right here. This is your inferior lobe. On the left lung, you just have a superior and inferior lobe right here. So superior, inferior, superior, inferior. Superior, middle, and inferior. So those are your 3 lobes on the right and 2 lobes on the left. All right, the next thing is orientation, which, well, if you can think of the lung as a triangle with its point at the top and the wide bottom section at the bottom, this would be the apex of the lung, and this would be the base of the lung. So apex and base. The next thing is the bronchi. Now you have 3 sections of bronchi. You have primary, secondary, and tertiary. So your primary bronchi is going to be right here, primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, and all these guys down here. All of these are going to be your tertiary. So everything that looks tiny and terminal ends, those are going to be tertiary bronchi. So we'll go through it one more time. You have your primary, secondary, and then tertiary. All of these are tertiary. You have your carina next. You can see number 21 is your carina. And some of the TAs like to call it the bikini bottom area because it looks like a bikini bottom. If you look over here on this model, it actually looks like a bikini model. And that point is called the carina. The next thing is, let's see, the root of the lung. Now, keep in mind that we're going to talk about the root of the lung and the hilum. It's sort of in the same area, but it's not necessarily the same thing. The root of the lung is where the vasculature and the bronchi actually enter the tissue of the lung, okay? And the hilum is going to be an indentation within the lung tissue to allow for those vasculature and bronchi to enter. So this area, the area indentation is called the hilum, but the root of the lung is where the actual vasculature and bronchi enter the tissue. The next thing on your list is going to be the pulmonary artery and vein. Pick this thing up again. All right, so this is the pulmonary artery. Now keep in mind that, and don't get confused, the pulmonary artery has deoxygenated blood, so it's going to be blue. All right, it has deoxygenated blood. So this is going to be your pulmonary artery right here and right here. Turn this a little rough. There you go. Right here. This is your pulmonary artery and pulmonary artery. Now your pulmonary vein has oxygenated blood, so it's going to be red. So these right here, these 2 here are your pulmonary veins, as well as right here. These are your pulmonary veins. The next thing is surfaces. All right. So if you think of the outside, I'll put my model back together. If you think of this area as the costal surface actually touches the rib cage. This is the costal surface right here. Inside here and inside here, that's your mediastinal surface right here. All right, we've already talked about the hilum being an indentation in the root or in the lung tissue. The tracheal bifurcation. All right, the tracheal bifurcation is right in here, and it's an area where it bifurcates. Hence the tracheal bifurcation. It's where it splits off into left and right bronchi. So it's in the same area as the carina, but it bifurcates into left and right. The next thing you got is cardiac notch. Now, cardiac notch is only in the left lung, okay? And it's where your heart sits. It's going to be the indentation where your heart sits. Now, I got a human torso model lung here, and you can actually see it better. This right here would be the cardiac notch. It allows for the heart to sit up next to you but not be, hindered by the lung. So this right here is your cardiac notch. This model, it would be right here, but it doesn't show it very well, but it's right in here. Okay? The next thing on your list is the horizontal fissure and oblique fissures. Okay. Actually, I'm going to leave that back. All right, so you have two oblique fissures. You have one on the left side and then one on the right side. So right here on the right lung, this is your oblique fissure. On the left lung, this is your oblique fissure. Now, the horizontal fissure is horizontal, hence horizontal fissure right here. This is going to be your horizontal fissure right here. And the last thing on your model, or on your list, is going to be the lingula. All right, so right here, this angle, this notch right here, this is called the lingula. You have one on each lung. So this right here is the lingula. All right. Something that the TAs and the instructor wanted me to go over are pleura. So this white guy right here, this is going to be your visceral pleura, excuse me. This is going to be your visceral pleura right here. Your parietal pleura is on your chest wall next to your rib cage. So again, this is going to be the visceral pleura, this white guy. All right. It lines the lung itself. And the parietal pleura is next to your chest wall and rib cage. All right, guys, I hope that helps, and we'll see you next time.